quick heads up, yes, I'm using my voice, so this is kind of like a voice reveal, I guess. But anyways, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to make a woman rig GFX on Blender 2.9. So yeah, let's start. So as you can see, I'm on Roblox Studios, and the first thing you're gonna want to do is open up the base plate. So once it's loaded in, you're gonna have to get the load character plugin to load in your character. So you're gonna wanna go to where it says models, and you're gonna wanna change it to plugins. Once you have that, you're gonna search up load character at the search bar. Search that up, you're gonna see the two load characters by Already Pro, one for Robux and one for free. So when you click on the free one, it says the version is no longer being supported, so you might have to purchase the one that costs 25 Robux. But that's how to get it, and now you just have to go to plugins and load character. You're gonna want to load in your username or whoever's username you're gonna make the GFX for. Once you've put in the username, you have to make sure the X is at spawn at origin so that your character can load in the middle. Now make sure you spawn it at R6. Now since your character is loaded in, at the Explorer, you're going to right click your username and it should say export selection, and you're going to select where you want to save your character to. And I recommend you make a new folder first so that it's easier to find when you open up Blender. So now you're going to want to find a room model. You could go to the little grids and you could search up a username that has room models from that, or you could just search up like whatever room kind of thing you want in the search bar. Like for example, I'm searching up a pink aesthetic room to find one, and once you find one, you just have to drag it to your base plate. So now that you've done that, you're probably going to want to save it to the same place where you saved your character, like the same folder, but you just want to save it to wherever you want so that you can find it when you open up Blender. Once you've opened that up, there's going to be a little pop-up that pops up. I'll include it on the screen, but something like this. And what you're going to do is you're just going to want to left click anywhere out of it. And so you're going to see this random block in the middle. Make sure it's selected by clicking right click on it and press X and delete to delete it. If you want to move around, press Shift and F, and you could use WASD to just move around normally. And to go faster, you press Shift while you're moving. Now you're going to want to open up your rig, and you're going to do that by pressing File and Open. It's going to take you to this page, and you're going to just open up your rig, and then it should look like this. So once the rig is open, you're going to want to delete the head and the face. And remember to select, you're going to want to right click it, and if you want to select multiple parts, then you're going to want to right click a part, and then you're going to hold shift while clicking the other part. Hopefully you guys understand. And again, X to delete. To delete a few parts without having to select, you could just press B, and then this will pop up, and then you just have to drag it. Make sure you don't select the other parts, and then you could just delete it. So now that you've done that, you're going to right click on the torso, and then on the top right corner, you're just going to want to drag it down until there's another page. You're going to go to the little cube looking thing on the bottom left, and then click on it and click on node editor. So this graph is going to pop up, and at image texture there's going to be a little open image thing, and then you're going to open up your avatar texture. So you're gonna want to go to the folder where you save your character, and it should have your username and text.png at the end. So for me it says fleuriibear text.png, and then you're just gonna want to select it and open image. So now that you've done that, you're gonna go to the corner again and drag it up, and it should have this arrow, and just let it go. So as you can see, your avatar's clothes has come up, and now you're just gonna want to import the accessories and head. So you're gonna want to go to File, Import, and make sure it's Wavefront OBJ. So you're gonna want to go to the folder where you saved your avatar and like the head and accessories and stuff, and then you're gonna want to make sure you import it as an object OBJ and not an MLT. Okay, so now it has imported, and it's gonna be backwards, and also there's gonna be like extra body parts like the torso, the legs, and the arms. So you're just gonna want to delete those. Now you're gonna want to select your head and your accessories. Since you've done that, you're gonna want to turn it around. So there's gonna be like options. First I'm gonna join the accessories so that they all move together, but I'm going to want to turn it around. So at the bottom, as you can see, there are arrows. That's gonna be the moving tool. So with the red, you move it side to side, and the green, you move it back and forth, and with the blue one, you can move up and down. At the bottom, there's going to be different tools. So if I want to rotate it, there's the rotating tool I'm going to select, and you could just rotate it by the blue, like doing it side to side, and red up and down, and green like this. There's also a resize tool, which it does this, but you're probably not going to need it unless you have to resize your character, or if you want to. I am also redoing by clicking Ctrl Z. Anyways, now I want to pose my character. To do that, make sure the rig part, which are like the little lines around it, is on pose mode. And when it's on object mode, that means you could select like an object, like the body parts and stuff. And when it's on pose mode, then you can move around a lane. And to change it, if you click on the rig part as an object mode, you have the option where I showed it to change it back to pose. But it should automatically go to pose mode when you click on the rig. So now you could just, if you're still confused, you could just follow my steps as I shown. But now you could pose your character, and you could pose it to however you would like and what fits your room model and where you're gonna place it. So I'm done with posing my character, and now what you're gonna want to do is just import your room model like how you did the same with your head and accessories. So File, Import Wavefront OBJ, and make sure you're importing it as an object. So importing your model is probably going to take longer than how you imported your head and accessories, because it's like a bigger thing and a bigger object. So you might have to wait a little longer. So now, since the model imported, you have to select your head and this thing, which I don't really know what it's called, but it moves the whole rig. And now you could just place your character to wherever you want and maybe add some finishing touches.
I know this. I know. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. I know this. I know. I love him. I love him.
So now I'm done placing my character. I'm going to want to see it rendered. So to do that, you click on the little snowball thing and select rendered. But as you can see, it's like really dark and there's not really a background to it. So I'm going to show you how to add one. So you're going to want to add a camera. So make sure it's on object mode and select add and camera. And then to view it, just press view and select camera. To move around and position your camera, you're just going to do the same thing, Shift F, and move around with WASD. If you want to change your camera size, you're going to go over to the camera icon on the right, and where it says resolution, you could just change it. And I'm just going to keep it normal because I'm using this for my thumbnail. But if you want it for like an Instagram post, like a square, then I recommend 3000 by 3000. So now I'm going to add the HDRI background. On Google, you could just search up HDRI Haven and just go to the first one that pops up and you should see this. Once you're here, you could go to HDRIs, and as you can see, there are a bunch of options to choose from. And say I want like a sunset, then I'm going to go to the sunrise/sunset category and choose one. So you could choose whatever one you want, and for example, I'll choose Kiara 1 Dawn. Now that you're here, you have to download it as a 4K. Once you've downloaded it, it should be in your downloads. So you're going to press the world icon, and then you're going to press use nodes, and next to the color, you're going to see like this little ball thing, and then you're going to select that and choose environmental texture. And when you see it render, it's going to be very pink, but that's because we haven't imported the HDRI. So where it says open, you're going to select that and open up the HDRI. So you should find it in your downloads. And also, I decided to use the Sky is on Fire 4K instead of the Kiara Dawn. Okay, so now I've imported it. Now, once you see it rendered, you can see there's a background and it's much lighter. When you're done with the whole GFX and you feel ready, you just have to click render in the camera icon and it will start rendering. So that was it for today's video. Here are the finished results, and another thing I recommend is editing the GFX, which it just makes it look more appealing. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!